Hey y'all, it's your girl Symone and welcome back to my channel. So as y'all can see, this is a pre-recorded video because y'all clearly already seen me in this. Anyways, before we go ahead and get started, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe if you're not already doing so. So I'm gonna get straight into this video. As y'all can see by the title, yeah, your girl got caught up. Okay, let me get into it. So this took place back when I was in high school, y'all, 11th grade to be exact. Yeah, okay, so yeah. All right, so back then, this is when I was dating Joe at the time, like that or whatever. So Joe, we didn't go to the same school or whatever, so I ended up going to a different school. So at this time I ended up going to Rialto. This is when I ended up moving to Rialto in my 11th grade year, and I was sad and hurt about it, but it ended up turning out to be cool, but whatever. So I ended up moving to Rialto, and when I went to Rialto, my cousin had already moved there, y'all. Like, I mean, lived there. Like, she had moved there probably like a year prior, and she lived right around the corner from me. Like, we lived around the corner together from each other. We went to school together. However, they had two different lunches, so we didn't have the same lunch. So it was like, yeah, I could hang out with you like passing periods or stuff like that, but it's like at lunch I'm like bored as hell. So I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna tell y'all what I did. So I was at school, and it used to be this boy. We're gonna call the boy Turtle, and he doesn't look like a turtle or anything like that, but I don't know why, just thinking back on that, he's reminding me of a turtle for some reason. I don't know, but anyway, we're gonna call him Turtle. So it was this boy named Turtle or whatever, and he used to always come up to me and talk to me or whatever, and just like, oh, how are you, and can I walk you to class, all this other stuff. And I seen Turtle was kind of popular, so I'm ashamed. So I seen, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be cool with Turtle so I can make some friends, y'all. Because for some reason, like, I don't know, like, this was my first time being a new girl in like a long time. Like, yeah. So anyway, I'm like, I don't know, for some reason I was just really not meeting friends like that. Like, it was a minute. So anyway, so I was hanging out with Turtle or whatever, and Turtle ended up asking me out. So I'm like, I guess, whatever, y'all. So I ended up dating Turtle, and y'all, it's crazy because the whole beginning of this relationship with Turtle, I had intentions on being with Turtle to meet friends, and Turtle ended up breaking my heart. Y'all, the fuck, it's like, damn, I used you and you broke me. Anyway, whatever. Anyway, so yeah, I started dating Turtle or whatever. And I started meeting friends, hanging out with like the people he knew and stuff like that. And y'all, when I tell y'all I had drama because of Turtle, I had fucking drama because of Turtle. Turtle was a hoe ass nigga, and I started liking his personality, and just like we was vibing and stuff together. And the only reason, I know y'all probably thinking like, girl, it's gonna be somebody like, that's why Joe did you the way he did you later in life. No, Joe was already doing fuck shit at this time too. Like, y'all, Joe had told this one girl that he was gonna be her kid's stepdaddy, and he was doing the most, y'all. Like, it was just, we'll get there, but yeah, Joe had asked me for like, I think he was like, made it seem like he had to pay a phone bill or something like that. And when I read messages, he gave the girl money for her baby diapers. Bitch, please. Yeah. At that time it was fuck Joe. So yeah, I was like 16 at this time. Right, Joe, you want to be a stepdaddy at whatever. Anyway, so yeah, so I was liking Turtle. Turtle was cool. Like, we would talk, vibe. He was really cool. Like, you know, he would like on days where my mom, because either like my mom would come get us or my uncle would come get us, but like on days where they wouldn't come or stuff like that, like Turtle would walk me home. Like, me and Turtle was just, it was so cute. It was cool. I had never had a boyfriend at school, so I was really just falling in, like, not in love but in lust, you know, puppy love. Yeah, so I'm dating Turtle. Everything's cool. I'm having drama with girls at school, but it didn't matter to me because I'm like, who's still walking me to class while you over there mad? Because I mean, you and Turtle, because y'all, I wasn't giving up the goods to Turtle at all. I had already had my mindset like, Joe's gonna get it, but eventually when it happens. But y'all, I wasn't just worried about none of that. So Turtle wasn't getting none. So it was funny because it was like, y'all hoes mad at me because y'all giving up the coochie and I'm not, and Turtle still walking me to class and still hand in hand with me, and y'all hoes just mad because y'all just got AIM conversations and fucking outside or somewhere. I don't know, but anyway, yeah. So one day it was like coming up to New Year's Eve, y'all. When I tell y'all my New Year's Eve is just a weird day. Like, it's not weird, but it's just like New Year's Day is really like a horrible day for me, period, just period in life. But I'll tell y'all why eventually later. But yeah, so Turtle was like, what are you doing? Mind you, at this time I used to like know people because he knew people, but it wasn't really like they was my friends. Like, they wasn't really like friends with me, or like I wouldn't hang out with them and shit like that. So one day Turtle was like, okay, New Year's Eve was coming up, and he was just like, what do I have planned? So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna see if my mom gonna let me go to LA. If not, then I'm gonna have to figure something out here, because you know I really wanted to go to LA to be with my real boyfriend. So yeah, of course I didn't tell Turtle this, but that's what I wanted to do. So I'm like, we'll see. And he was just like, okay, well, we might all go to the homie house. It'd be like turned up or whatever. He was like, but you could come by before. So mind you, this probably was like the beginning of December. Everybody used to go hang out like Friday nights after school, like that. Everybody used to go hang out over there. So he's like, you could come through like now, you know, and see just how it is. So it's like, okay. So I go to his homie house or whatever. We're not gonna give him a name or whatever, it really don't matter. So I go to his homie house, and everything was cool. Like, everybody was chilling. It was like a lot of people from school was at his house and used to kick it and shit like that. It was just a real cool environment. So I'm like, okay. So I started meeting like friends that had different lunch, like, you know. So I'm meeting different, but they was at his house, at the friend house. So I'm meeting them, they cool or whatever. So I start talking to them and stuff like that. Turtle ended up like getting kicked out or something like that. So he ended up getting kicked out. So mind you, at this time I'm still cool, and he ended up getting kicked out and moving. He didn't move far, he still lived in Rialto, but he just moved like somewhere else. So at this point, because the homie's house was walking distance from mine, so I'm still hanging out, I'm meeting friends, I'm cool with everybody now. Like, so I still was going over there, like I was still turning up, because at this time me and Turtle was having issues anyway, because like I said, he was cheating on me with anybody who would give it up to him. So yeah, we had a lot of issues. And so yeah, so I'm hanging out with everybody and stuff like that. So one night we was hanging out, and y'all, my mom, oh, when I be telling her about this, she be like, well, I'd rather me had did it than anybody else, and then they poison you. Y'all, my mom used to, when I used to tell her like, hey mom, for some reason when I moved to Rialto, like, I don't know if I was depressed or if I was rebelling, I don't know, I just didn't really be out there, but I ended up liking it, like I said. But I don't know, I started drinking. That's when I started drinking, when I was in the 11th grade and I moved to Rialto. So it was bad, y'all. It was bad. Like, now I'm an adult, I don't know if it's because I did it early. Like, it's like whatever, I'll drink when I go out, have one drink or whatever like that. But y'all, it was bad. So I had a little drinking problem or whatever. I used to love me some fucking Jose Cuervo. I don't know who the hell gave me that. Oh, I got it at the homeboy house. They used to have a bar in their house. So yeah, I was drinking Jose Cuervo. And then y'all, around this time is when Four Locos was going up. So I used to have my mom buy me Four Locos. Don't know why she was buying them for me. Y'all, don't know why. But it's not like I ever told her I was depressed or anything like that. I'm pretty sure if she knew that, she probably wouldn't have bought me them, but whatever. So we used to all, cause like, if like the girls I hang out with, like, we used to all put in, y'all. I had my money for my own Four Loko, but I don't know, whatever. I mean, we did come out of school and nobody went home. People would go straight to his house or whatever, so whatever. But we used to go in on a Four Loko sharing it. But mind you, how strong Four Lokos is, if you ever had one, y'all, them motherfuckers was strong. You really didn't need the whole fucking can to yourself, honestly, because that shit already blacking you out and it's gonna take you there. So we used to drink Four Loko. So this one night we had probably got like 4, and we going in, it was like a whole bunch of us, and we was at the boy house, so we drinking, we going up. It was this one boy, dang, I don't even remember his real name, but I want to hit my homegirl up and ask her whatever happened to him though. So we drinking and stuff like that, and he have on this boy's shoes, the boy who house it is or whatever. So the boy like telling him like, you know, at first he did it low key, like, you know, telling him like, hey, you doing too much, because he had shoes on. He was doing the most, like really fucking his shoes up. So he told him like low key, and he still just kept doing whatever he was doing. So then that's when he said it like out loud to everybody, like everybody heard. So he got mad, like he got mad, like, oh, you trying to put me on blast in front of everybody and all this other stuff. So they get into it or whatever like that, right? They get into it. Next thing you know, that he just walked away and left. He was just mad, hot, walked away and left. So nobody paying attention to him. They just like, oh well, whatever, he gone. And so they like, oh, did you get your shoes back? So next thing you know, we standing there like we all facing one way, and some shoes just come flying like over the crowd, like of us, like shoes. It was the boy's shoes, so he threw his shoes, and they like, what the fuck? And so old boy come, y'all, this story is going somewhere, y'all, it's going somewhere. So old boy come over there, and next thing you know, he like, yeah, you want them fucking shoes back? You want them shoes back? So he like, bro, why the fuck would you throw my shoes? So he's like trying to get into it with him, like they finna fight. And the boy do this like he got, you know, thing on him. So we like, Y'all, I'm drunk as fuck. I'm the drunk dumb one. Oh my god, he has a gun. Like, you know, like everybody like, what the fuck, everybody running. So I'm like, fuck, we was supposed to turn up here. Y'all, we like trying to get away, all this because the boy who house it was, he went in his house and locked the door and didn't let us in. Nigga, you ain't shit. Like, so he didn't let us in. So we like ran through the like parking lot because he lived in these apartments, whatever. So we ran through. So everybody like, fuck, nobody was trying to go home. So we like, damn, where are we gonna go? Y'all, mind you, remember I said my auntie lived around the corner? So I was like, I know where we could go. I have somewhere for us to go, y'all. I have somewhere for us to go. So we walking down the street. I'm like, we go to my auntie house because my auntie was out of town at this time. If you're watching this, I'm sorry, y'all. She found out about it anyway because my cousins told, but y'all, we'll get there. So I'm like, I have somewhere for us to go. And we go to my auntie house, y'all. I told them like how they porch was set up. I told them like stand over in the driveway area. I'm like, I'm knock on the door, and when they let me in, then I'll let y'all in. Shit. I couldn't take them to my house. Like, my little sisters was babies and my mom was not going for that shit. So I already knew that. So I knock on their door and I open, and it's late night, y'all. I'm drunk as fuck. So I'm like, hi, hey y'all. They like, Symone, like, what the fuck are you doing here? And mind you, the fact that they even told on me, I remember when I reversed and told on them because they was up in the house cupcaking with they booze and shit, and I was just like, how y'all tell on me, y'all? But anyway, so I'm like, can I come in? They like, yeah. I'm like, can my friends come in? So they like, okay. Next you know, it's a whole bunch of people deep. I'm like, come on. They all coming in and everybody in the house. So I'm like, they looking like, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah, let's have a party. Let's turn up. So I'm trying to play music. I'm playing music off their computer. It was just a mess. I'm on AIM telling people, like, tell people, invite people. I'm on AIM trying to invite people, telling them to invite people. Somebody did come, like a few people did show up. Like, it was just crazy, y'all. They ended up telling me because this one girl, she was twerking on a heater and she broke it. And you know the heaters that be on the wall, like, yeah, she was like doing something on it, I don't know, but she broke the heater. And y'all, and I was just like, oh my god, like, it was just a mess. It was a mess, y'all, a mess. And then mind y'all, at this time I was on like probation at school, so I had to go to Saturday school. And I remember my mom was telling me like, if you don't, because I had already lied and told her I was gonna stay the night at my auntie house, which I was, but yeah. So she had told me like, if you don't get to Saturday school, like I'm on your ass. So y'all, I had to go to Saturday school the next day with a hangover. Boom. Okay, so let's get more into it. That was just a little backstory of old boy house. So let's get to the juicier parts. So yeah, so at this time I'm starting to like Rialto. Like, I'm not even tripping about going to LA on the weekends because it was like, LA is cool, like we have the teen clubs and shit like that, but however, I mean, we ducking and dodging bullets and don't have rides home on the bus. Like, so I'm like, but I like it out here. It's parties too, like it's cool, like, you know, it's cool. So I wasn't really tripping. So time go by or whatever, and I'm still cool with I'm still dating Turtle or whatever. And Turtle, like, this one day he told me to come to his house. So I'm like, okay. So I leave school early, I had ditched or whatever, and I went to Turtle house. And y'all, so I'll go to Turtle house. Well, it wasn't even his house he invited me to. He invited me to his homeboy house. So I go to Turtle's homeboy house or whatever, and Turtle was just being weird. Like, he was like, okay, well, you should start going back now because your mom's gonna know, like, it's time for you to go home, like, before school let out. So I was like, nah, it's cool. I'm gonna tell her I'm going somewhere after school. So he like, oh, okay, well, like, he's just being weird as fuck. So next thing you know, his homie invite these bitches over there, y'all. This one girl was young as fuck. She probably went to the middle school. Mind you, like I said, was in 11th grade. So she probably went to the middle school. So she was young and she just like, oh, Turtle's my best friend, this, that, I want to get my aim and all this other stuff. Which I thought was pretty weird because I'm just like, why is your best friend like a 10-year-old? But hey, so I'm just like, okay. So she was like getting my aim and stuff like that. So again, it's getting closer to New Year's or whatever. So I'm like, she's aiming me and she just started telling me all this shit. She was like, since Turtle's my best friend and you his girlfriend, you're my best friend now. Like, she was just, I don't know. So she was telling me all this shit. So one day she was telling me like, best friend, I just don't want to be a fake bitch. So I'm going to let you know Turtle be fucking on my sister. Bitch, what? How am I'm not your best friend. Yo, so I was hot. I'm like, Turtle, like, for real, dog. So Turtle basically was just telling me like, oh, well, you ain't giving up none and all this. Like, got into a whole argument and which just really made me feel so fucking bad, y'all. One thing, if you're in high school and you watching this, don't let no nigga make you feel bad about shit like that and try to pressure you into it, because they not worth it. Because y'all, I don't want fucking Turtle now, today, that, then. Ugh, Turtle. Anyway, so yeah, so boom. So New Year's Eve coming up. Mind you, like I said, I was still hanging out at his homie house, like, cause homegirls used to be there, like, it used to be cool. So I knew about the New Year's Eve party, y'all. I knew. So I had my mom go get my friends from LA since I wasn't going, and yeah, so I go to the New Year's Eve party or whatever. And y'all, when I tell y'all, we got so fucking drunk. So we was supposed to the boy who's throwing it at his house, his parents was supposed to leave to go to like some club or whatever. So the mama and like everybody was getting ready to go, but while we all in the living room faking like we not really drinking, but we drinking and we drunk, the dad was like, I'm gonna stay here. I want to see how this plays out. I'm gonna stay, y'all. And we just like, fuck. So the mama like, okay, that's on you, we going out. So they leave, they go out, and the daddy stay, and he just sitting there like just staring at us, smiling, and we sitting there awkward, to where the boy, he finally was like, my dad is cool, he don't mind if we drink, he cool. He like, yeah, I'm the cool dad, y'all turn up, have fun, dance with, do what y'all was doing. So I'm like, okay. So because at first we was kind of irritated, like, why was he there? So I'm like, all right, whatever. So it's just going up. Turtle's there, he's mad that I'm there, you know, but I'm not paying him no mind, because it was another nigga worried about me that night, and the nigga that was worried about me that night was the boy's dad. No, I'm just kidding. I ain't finna even act like that, but no, his dad was very fucking creepy. So anyway, his daddy was like making us drinks, y'all. Like, we drinking our Four Locos and stuff like that. And he like, what y'all drink? Oh, y'all drinking that cheap shit. This man's daddy is mixing me up Hennessy with Coke mixed with other alcohols and shit, making me this whole drink, y'all. I'm over there fucking faded, like falling, stumbling and shit. Like, we are so fucking drunk. Well, let me stop saying we, because, well, everybody else, my friends, they wasn't really drunk like that, because they was like scared for me. They used to really be like scared for me how bad I used to get drunk back then. So they used to really just be like, Symone, okay, like, no. So I'm over here stumbling and stuff, y'all. So what's his name, daddy just kept on, to where this one girl started getting into it with him. She was just like, yo, daddy being a fucking creep, like, you know, like, why are you keep trying to get her drunk? He like, oh, I'm not trying to get y'all drunk, I'm just making sure, you know, y'all getting the right amount so y'all don't be fucked up. But they like, look at Symone, like, look at her, and I'm just like drunk as fuck. So what's his name, Turtle's still trying to, he like, at this point, he trying to talk to me and shit like that, because he noticed I'm not talking to him, like, I'm dancing, I'm just having a good time. So he trying to talk to me and stuff like that. So he like, oh, do you want to get back together? You gonna have to do what the other girls is doing, like, you gonna have to give us some coaching. So I'm just like, boy, nobody worried about you, like, you know, it's not even that big of a deal. So he like, okay. So here come here come old boy's dad. He like, no, not in my house. He was like, young lady, you seem like you're very out of it. Let me take you upstairs to my room so you could just lay down, because you just need some rest. Lay down with who, sir? With you fucking freak. So I'm just like, at this point, I'm just sitting there like confused. I don't know what to do, because I'm drunk as hell. And here go my friend. She's fine, sir, she's fine. Like, she don't need to lay down in your room. Like, that's where she could lay down, on the couch. And y'all, let me tell y'all too, they had a cousin that was there too. She was older, and she just was sitting there watching the whole thing, just loving it. Like, yes, kids getting drunk with my freaky uncle. Yes. Yeah, so he just trying to get anybody upstairs to that room. And I'm just like, what's up with him? And he really just was making it, he like, because every time somebody would get into it with him or something like that, he would just laugh it off and be like, I'm just making sure y'all girls is good, I'm making sure y'all are good. So it was like, whatever. So I don't know, y'all, I got so drunk, stuff started blacking out, like, to me. And I don't know, I remember crawling on the stairs. Like, I remember crawling on the stairs, and Turtle was sitting at the top of the stairs like, come on, come on. And I'm crawling up the stairs, drunk as fuck, looking a damn fool. And my homegirl was like, come on, Symone, let's go. So I called my mom to come get me, y'all, whatever. And she sent my stepdad, y'all. I was so drunk that I don't know why I kept doing this. Every time he would call me like, I'm outside, I'll laugh and be like, okay, and never come outside. So he ended up leaving us. Eventually my mom came and got us or whatever, right? So here, let's start getting into the juicier parts. So we drunk, I get home, I'm drunk as fuck. And mind y'all, when I used to get so drunk, my mom, I used to hide it to where she knew I was drinking Four Locos, but she didn't know I was getting drunk like that. And she didn't know it was that bad, y'all. So we come back in there and they like, shh, be quiet, like, don't get us in trouble. So I'm like, all right. Y'all, why we laying there just talking, me and my friends? And next thing you know, I'm like, I gotta go tell my mom something. They like, what? I went in there in her room. It's like 3 in the morning. I'm like, Mom, I love you so much and I just want you to know, you know, just talking some dumb drunk shit. And she was just like, get the fuck, you drunk? I'm like, I'm not drunk. I'm just crying, y'all, crying a hot ass fucking mess. And she like, get the fuck out. So I go and she's like, my stepdad like, I'm gonna talk to you in the morning because why the fuck are you drunk? And I'm just like, fuck. So this is what I do. We laying there, we talking and stuff, and I'm just telling them about all this other stuff about Turtle, and they just like, y'all, Turtle is, they like telling me Turtle is not worth it. Joe looks way better and all this other stuff. And I'm like, right, you right. So I'm just like, I need to be honest with everybody. They like, what do you mean? So I'm like, hold on. So I hit Joe and I'm like, you up? And he was like, yeah. So I called him. I'm like, Happy New Year's, babe. Happy New Year's. Because I think I kissed Turtle that night too. Man, I was really drunk. I really don't remember like that. But anyway, I'm like, Happy New Year's, babe, to Joe. And he like, Happy New Year's, Happy New Year's. So I'm like, all right, hold on real quick because I just want to tell you something. He's like, okay. So I'm like, hold on. I call. Guess who I called three-way, y'all? Turtle. I called Turtle on three-way. My friend's like, Symone, hang up the phone. What the fuck? I'm like, hello, Turtle. He like, yeah. I'm like, hold on. And I put it on three-way and I'm like, hello, Joe. Hey, Turtle. They like, hello. And they like, Joe like, what the fuck was that? I said, no, don't hang up. I gotta tell y'all something. So I was like, Joe, I've been dating Turtle at school, but he actually cheated on me, so we broke up. And I'm like, and Turtle, I actually have a boyfriend who is Joe, and he's in LA. Yeah. When I tell y'all, Turtle was like, bitch, you're weird, and hung up. I was just like, Joe, you still there? Joe. Y'all. And he was just like, wow. Mind you, this is when I should have known. I should have fucking known Joe was crazy because he did not hang up. We talked on the phone and we talked about it, probably because and at this point I was thinking like he just didn't feel bad because, you know, I just told him and all this other stuff, and he was just probably thinking like, well, I am dogging you the fuck out in LA, so I could understand why you're doing this. I don't know, y'all. It was just a crazy mess. Like after that, he ended up like not talking to me. I had to tell my mom like, I have to go to LA. Like I have to go to LA. I didn't tell her why or whatever, but I ended up going to LA, y'all. And when I went, y'all, it was just crazy. But yeah, that's the time my dumb ass got caught up because I was drunk and fucking dumb and wanted to confess everything to everybody. And let me just tell y'all, that next day, because I kept telling everybody, when New Year's hit, I'm gonna be a new me. It's gonna be a new Symone. Y'all, oh my god, my mom had told me, because I fell out with everybody. Like I was just being, because y'all, I'm the super nice one who let so much shit go by and let so many people just run over me. Obviously, as y'all can see, I'm not like that no more. I don't deal with people like, but y'all, so I was just that person. So I'm like, new year, new me. I'm gonna be more blunt. I'm gonna be more just on shit. Like y'all not about, it's just gonna be a different me. That different me made a lot of people, at that time I was just like, no, I gotta get my friends back, I'm gonna go back to being your nice Symone. But now I'll probably be like, oh well, you know, if something bothering me, I'm gonna talk about it. But that new me, it made me fall out with my friends, y'all. Like it was bad. Like I really fell out with them because they was just like not liking it. And I remember my mom told me, she was like, the new Symone is gonna get the old Symone ass beat. And I was just like, and I don't know why, it's just so funny to me because I was just really like, dang, y'all didn't like me. Like y'all didn't like the new Symone. I really kept telling everybody, the new Symone, and it's like the new Symone. I mean, I didn't need those guys in my life anyway. Me and Joe, as y'all can see, was still holding on strong. But yeah, Turtle and me, after that, it really like ends stuff like or whatever like that. But after that, y'all know they always come running back. So y'all know who came trying to come back. But I said no. But yeah, anyway, yeah, like I said, that's the story time. I just had to give y'all a quick story time because your girl is going out this whole weekend and I'm gonna vlog it. I'm going to 2 Christmas parties, so I'm like, I probably won't even be able to record tomorrow. So I'm like, let me get him a story real quick. So I'm sorry if the story was just a little like a little bogus or whatever. Not bogus, but I'm sorry if the story wasn't as good. But it was just like, y'all see, I just did another story and I had to record this one, and y'all gotta edit these and upload them. So y'all got a long weekend, so sorry y'all. But as y'all do know, Week of Story Times will continue till Monday, so y'all still gonna get the juicies. And going into the new year, your girl's gonna be doing, I'm gonna try to do 3 story times a week, but 2, most definitely 2 story times each week for y'all. So yeah, thank y'all for tuning in. If you haven't already done so, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.